I used to work the night shift at Mike's Gas and Go just off Highway 16. The owner had installed new security cameras after Sarah, the previous night clerk, disappeared 3 months ago. The police never found her body. They just found her car in the parking lot, driver's door open, keys still in the ignition. It was 3:47 a.m. when the white Chevrolet Caprice pulled up. I remember the time exactly because I'd just checked my watch, counting the minutes until my shift ended at 6. Through the grimy windows, I watched a well-dressed man emerge. His clothes seemed too perfect for this hour. Pressed slacks, polished shoes, a pale blue button-down without a single wrinkle. The door chimed as he entered. His smile was wrong, too wide, too practiced, like someone who had studied human expressions but couldn't quite replicate them. He placed a 20 on the counter and asked for $5 on pump 4. As I processed his payment, he kept staring at my hands. Not at what I was doing, but at my hands themselves, like he was measuring them. "Those cameras new?" he asked, gesturing to the ceiling. Before I could answer, he continued, "Shame they're not real." My blood ran cold. He was right, they were dummy cameras installed just to deter theft. But how did he know? "The red lights don't blink," he explained, his smile widening. "And there's no power cable." He leaned forward, placing both hands on the counter. I noticed dark stains under his fingernails. You know, Sarah figured that out too, right before. I reached for the panic button under the counter, but he moved with startling speed. His hand clamped around my wrist, fingernails digging into my skin. The stains under them looked rusty brown in the fluorescent light. I realized with horror they might be blood. "Let's take a walk," he whispered, pulling me toward the door. "Your car or mine?" Sarah chose hers, wasn't very smart. Headlights flooded the store as a semi pulled into the lot. The man's grip loosened for just a second, but it was enough. I ran to the storage room and slammed the door, fumbling with my phone to call 911. Through the door, I could hear him cursing, his footsteps pacing. Then the bell chimed once more. He was leaving. The semi's engine rumbled louder as it pulled up to the pumps. When the police arrived 20 minutes later, they found his abandoned car behind the station. The trunk contained duct tape, rope, and surgical tools neatly arranged in a leather case. But what made me sick were the Polaroids scattered on the passenger seat, dozens of gas stations just like mine, each photo marked with dates and times. The last one showed me at my register, taken just 2 nights before. They never caught him. The car was stolen, the plates were fake, and the only fingerprints they found belonged to Sarah. Sometimes on sleepless nights I think about those stains under his fingernails, and I wonder how many others worked their last night shift because of him. Last week I saw a white Chevrolet Caprice in my rearview mirror on my way home. It followed me for 3 exits before turning off. The driver was wearing a pale blue button-down shirt. The dry cleaning tag was still visible on the sleeve, just like the one from that night. I've started keeping track of local gas station job postings since then. When they appear, I call to warn them. Sometimes they listen, sometimes they don't. And sometimes the job gets reposted a few weeks later.